Hi, I'm Rob Carter. I contemplated long and hard as to whether I should even make this video, but I waited. I waited for our black leaders and our black spokespersons to address some of my concerns with Stacy Dash's comments. And we almost got there. The ladies at The View almost got there, excuse me. But nobody really touched on the real key points, the real underlying issues, ramifications of Stacy Dash's comments. I'm going to start with the little commercial where the kids, they kind of rebut what you said, Stacy. It was cute. I love it. But there's one girl that says our history didn't begin with slavery. It's the one part of that commercial and that ad that I want to disagree with. Our history absolutely started with slavery. Slavery is the origin of black people. There's no black people place. You can argue black people come from Africa, but black people, the origin of black people is slavery. The origin of black people, like the origin of a superhero. A regular person, one day, bit by a spider, and he becomes a whole nother person, a whole nother character. That's the origin, the transformation. You see what I'm saying? The transformation. The transformation, the origin of a black person is in that ship. When King Charles II said, we're going to create a company, the Royal African Companies. And these companies' sole purpose are to go and transport black gold, as they called it, bring it over to America. And this is our free reproducing labor force. That's the origin of black people. That's it. And we need to embrace that because that's our culture. That's where we come from. That's who I can identify with. My life hasn't been easy. I've had to overcome. It's been a struggle. This example, these people from where they came from bondage with no rights, stripped of all rights, all country, all culture, all religion, you know what I'm saying? And brought over here. And we are black people where we are today, wherever that is. That's where we are. Hell, that's a hell of an achievement. And I'm proud of that. So, but I can relate to that. So we don't need to eliminate that because that's who I identify with. That's who most black people can identify with. I mean, my life wasn't easy. I struggled. I don't know about you. Maybe you didn't struggle. So maybe you can't identify with the need for an example like slaves, like progression, like people that became free, and an example of how they self-educated, people that were able to overcome things, all kinds of obstacles that are nothing. I mean, that make our obstacles look like nothing. I mean, these are huge obstacles. They make our obstacles today look like nothing. So to take that example away, that's criminal. You know what I'm saying? It's ludicrous to even get the momentum started, to even get the thought that someone should eliminate Black History Month like it's just an event. It's not an event. This is our culture. This is the basis. This is what makes black people black people. This is why black people are not African people. This is our whole culture. We're writing it. Black people, realistically, are only 356 years old. So we brand new. So when people got problems with black people, understand, we just working it out. We babies in this thing. They got cities in places older than, and you go to Europe, they got cities older than black people, okay? So we just starting this. We trying to tap into what we got. Let's look at it that way. Can you look at it that way, Stacy? Because here's the thing. What you are proposing, you know what I'm saying? What you are saying, what you're putting out in the atmosphere for people to kind of say, what you throwing out there is, let's just eliminate a whole race of people. Let's give them no attachment, no reference points. Let's just get rid of black history. And you get rid of a whole group of people. If I had nobody to identify with, I become something else. I become what I can identify with. You want me? I can't accept that. Black people can't accept that. You shouldn't accept that. I can't relate to, if all I have to do is go to school. Whoopi said it. She said it. They don't teach black history in the schools. And they don't. They teach history of America, how America was developed. Part of that is we brought these people over here and made them do all this work for free, so we didn't have a cost factor. We didn't have to deal with all this other stuff. We were able to just flourish because of this. And now we want to show the insignificance of that part of our culture, of America's development. We can't do that. That's who we are. And that's the role we played. Okay, that's the role we played. We can accept that. But let's tap into that. What does that mean I'm made of? See, I can't go back and tell my kids, well, no, we were African, you part of this royal family, or, I think for me, it was probably some kind of tribe, some gladiator type stuff, because that's what I feel, But I can't point to that. I can't do that. But what I can do is I can say, well, we come from here, somewhere in here. I mean, it's kind of cloudy and blurry because of this. I mean, slave families were broken up. They were doing this. You showed but this is what they overcame. This is what they did. This is how they survived. These are the struggles they had to go through. My kids are half Filipino. So we go back to the Philippines and they see how these people live. And they can come back to this house and say, okay, I can appreciate this. You have to educate your kids, let them know where they come from so they can identify with their possibilities, their inner strengths. When folks know what they made of, when folks say that somebody looks just like me, same blood, same everything that I got, and they were able to accomplish this, I could do that. That's what drives people. That's what gives them this confidence, this whole intangible aspect of their spirit we call faith. That's what lets them know. How do you strip that from people? That's the underlying message that you're saying. Let's just take all that away. Damn the fact that it just ain't taught in the schools. All right, school ain't responsible to raise my kids. I am. So that's fine. They give me a month and I can appreciate it. I respect it and all that. But black people, it's your responsibility to expose your kids all the time to black history, to what they're made of, and use that as encouragement. See, in the 60s, 70s, we all knew that because we was all struggling. Black people were still struggling, so they were going in black power, black pride. It was a movement. Then we got stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got stuff, and now it's like, we got no example. You know what I'm saying? We got no example because we didn't start where we had to build a country and build an infrastructure and develop and move a people with a common mindset all the way to now, we got a country. We didn't do that. We didn't have to do that. So now we don't know how to use our resources. We don't know how to channel it. We don't have the right examples. Now we doing what you doing. Oh, we just all American. Let's just gravitate and just be American. But Whoopi said it, and she said it straight. She said it loud and it's right. We are all Americans, but we're not all treated like Americans. That's what she said. We're not all Americans. We are all Americans, but we're not all treated like Americans. So why is that? It's because there's still, in some conceptual aspect, a difference. And that's okay. That's America. That's what America's made of anyway. You take somebody from every country you can imagine. Ireland, Poland, Italy, you go with, let's take the Chinese and the Japanese because they don't like each other. Japan, Jamaicans, you put it all together, you mesh it together, and that's America. You say, hey, this is one land, y'all get along, that's America. And see, the beautiful part about that is we can take facets from all of these cultures. They bring their heritage, and that's what makes America beautiful. That's what makes America strong. So we are all Americans, Stacy. But trust me, Americans only claim America when they're abroad. I've traveled. I'm sure you've traveled. I have to assume you've traveled. You just have not been educated on your travel. When I go to another country and I see the natives and they talk to me and say, oh, you're American. They come up that way. Oh, you're American and blah, 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 blah. I mean, they treat me better than Americans treat me sometimes. Oh, yeah, so you're American. I see another American. I can see a white American, whoever. Oh, American. Hey, American. Everybody's American when you abroad. Then you come back. In a friendly country. Some of these countries don't like Americans, but in a friendly country, yeah. Anyway, you come back to America, and I ask that same person, so what are you? I'm Irish. I'm Polish. I'm German. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mexican. I'm Cuban. That African person, I'm African. You see what I'm saying? Don't nobody, no American in America claim America while we're here. It's assumed we all Americans. Y'all got blue passports. Everybody wants to be an American because we are the mixing pot. So we're all Americans. But America capitalizes off of everybody's differences. America embraces everybody's differences. It brings them in. When these people were in Liberty Island sharing stories and sharing their struggle and getting tight, they came over with all of that. They brought that all with us. They brought those skills and talents, and that's how we built this country. You know what I'm saying? We came over differently. We didn't bring that heritage. We didn't bring that culture. We came in a different way, but we came and we helped build this country. So that story, although different, is still our story. That's the role we played in America. That's the role we played in becoming Americans. So when a person is an American, but they are an Italian American, you know, they're still proud of their Italian heritage. I'm a black American, but I'm black. I'm not going to go through all these other, you know, politically correct things. I'm black gold. I identify with black gold because I see that struggle. I see that, and I still see that condition. That condition still exists because we don't embrace it. We run from it. We all scared of it. It was a bad part of our history. Really? It's just our history. Yeah, it's inhumane. It's fucked up, but it is what it is. So that's what we need to embrace, though. That's where we came from. Look at the strength that those people had. What we want to ignore is what we need to tap into most. We need to tap into what kind of a person, what kind of fortitude, what kind of ambition, what kind of hunger and drive would it have taken for a person to overcome the shit these people overcame? That takes something. Now that's a warrior. I can identify with that. You want to take that example from me? All the liberties that we fought to get. See what I'm saying? I mean, America allowed people to bring their liberties because it was European. So we just take it. That's just an extension of a European country. Okay. And Africans weren't. Now they let anybody in and it's all good. Let's stop harboring and worrying about, and white people, I think that a lot of your problem is just fucking guilt. Get over it. We already forgave you for slavery. We must have. I don't see a bunch of bitter black folks killing white folks. So just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. You had us for 200 years. Now we got 156 years of struggling, letting us find our way. Just let us find our way. Just let it go, white people. Just let it go. So I know I've been ranting, and I know I brought out a lot of what I wanted out there in the atmosphere. So I want to bring it home with just a couple of points. Black people, to you, go and listen to Stokely Carmichael. He says black people need to do 4 things. The first thing that black people need to do is stop being ashamed of being black. Stop being ashamed of being black. Wendy Williams hit it right on the head. I was proud to be black, she said. I grew up in no black neighborhood. I was one of few black people in my graduating class, but I was proud to be black. See, Stacy, we can be integrated and still be black. Irish, Polish, Spanish, Hispanic, all Hispanic descents, everybody, every other culture that they make on the planet can integrate here in America. They can bring their heritage and culture. We can have a Chinatown. We can have a Little Italy. We can have a Spanish Harlem. We can have all of these places. Everybody can embrace their shit, but us, we can integrate and still be individuals. That's what Wendy said. She said, I went to these schools. I grew up with these people, And I was proud to be black, though. And she's doing well. She got a TV show. She's doing all right. You see what I'm saying? Got her name on it. You work for Fox or who, I don't even spend it, whatever. Anyway, got her name on it because she got pride. See, people respect you based on how you respect you. Just a message to look in the mirror. Black people, so this don't sound so much like I'm just talking to Stacy. Black people, all of them, because some of y'all running wild, straight up wild. Stop being ashamed of being black. Go back. It's Black History Month. Find out what it means to be black. It means that you can overcome all of the obstacles before you, because what you facing ain't shit compared to what black people can face. Listen to those 4 things. Embed them in your head. Start developing our culture. This is it. We're writing it right now. Black history is, we're writing it right now. Help develop our culture. White people. And this is primarily the white people in power that are making laws and creating the racial tension that Paula mentioned in that same discussion. You know, does this bring racial tension to y'all? Because I don't think this applies to most of the white people I know. Let us go. Just let us go. All right. You were a big part of our origin. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you feel guilty about how this shit all went down. It's over. Just let us go. Also, stop killing black people because they don't fit in where you want black people to fit. Just let us go. Let us build this. We're only 356 years old as a race. Give us a little time to grow. Show us some shit, but let us go. Give us some time to grow. We're going to make mistakes. But you got to let us go. Your 200 years is over. Let that shit go. That's all I got to say. Stacy, just to you, babe. I get it. You know, you are definitely, you have your own opinions, and that's your right. You have the right, I guess, not to look at the possible ramifications of what you say, or maybe it's calculated. I have no idea what your mission or your purpose is. But I will say that an Irish person is not going to allow you to strip him of his Irish heritage, his Irish culture. He won't allow that. An Italian person won't allow that. Why should a black person allow that? They came over with them. We had to hang for them. We had to bleed for them. We had to work and slave for them. All of these things are what makes us us. If we eliminate that, if we allow you to strip us of the liberties that we fought, died, and bled to attain, we'll all end up like you, clueless. And we ain't gonna have that.